For centuries, people have wondered about a mysterious piece of cloth, the Shroud of Turin. How did the faint image of a man, possibly Jesus Christ, appear on it? Why has it stirred so much debate, faith, doubt, and curiosity for hundreds of years? And now, with the rise of artificial intelligence, we're seeing the shroud in a way we've never seen before, reconstructed in stunning 3D. But even with AI's amazing abilities, the real question remains: is the shroud a holy relic? Or just an ancient or medieval mystery? Let's explore the incredible story, the science, the faith, and the technology behind one of the most fascinating objects in history. The Shroud of Turin is a linen cloth, about 14 feet long and 3.5 feet wide. It bears the faint image of a man who appears to have suffered severe injuries consistent with crucifixion. His body shows wounds on the wrists and feet, a gash on the side, scourge marks across the back, and bloodstains around the head, as if from a crown of thorns. For believers, the shroud is the actual burial cloth that wrapped the body of Jesus Christ after his crucifixion and before his resurrection. For skeptics, it's a medieval forgery created to inspire faith, or to make money from relic tourism in the Middle Ages. The earliest records of the shroud date back to the 14th century in France. Around 1354, it was displayed in a small church in Lirey, and it immediately attracted pilgrims. Some church leaders were skeptical even back then, suggesting it could be an artistic creation rather than a genuine relic. Later, the shroud was moved to Chabris, and after a fire in 1532 damaged it slightly, it was repaired by nuns. In 1578, it was transferred to Turin, Italy, where it has remained ever since, carefully preserved, protected, and studied. But was the shroud created in the Middle Ages? Or did it truly come from the 1st century, from ancient Jerusalem? That is the question that continues to stir debate. In 1988, scientists performed radiocarbon dating on a small sample of the cloth. The results dated the fabric between 1260 and 1390 AD, leading many to conclude that it was a medieval artifact, not a 2,000-year-old relic. But there's a twist. Later analysis suggested that the sample tested may have come from a repaired corner, not the original cloth. Experts in textiles pointed out that the weave pattern and chemical composition of the main cloth differed from the sample tested. Other researchers have pointed to microscopic pollen grains found on the shroud that match plants native to the Jerusalem area, and that bloomed in the spring, around the time of Passover when Jesus was crucified. Blood stain pattern analysis, as well as imaging studies, have added more layers to the mystery. So the shroud sits at a crossroads of faith and science. Some see it as physical proof of the crucifixion and resurrection. Others see it as a brilliant medieval creation. No explanation fully satisfies everyone. And maybe, just maybe, that's part of the point. Over the years, hundreds of theories have been proposed to explain the shroud's image. Some researchers think it was caused by natural chemical reactions between a decomposing body and the linen fibers. Others believe it could have been created by some unknown type of radiation burst, perhaps at the moment of resurrection. Still others suggest that it was an early form of photography, created using a primitive photographic process that could explain the amazing detail and negative image quality of the shroud. But every theory has gaps. None can perfectly replicate the shroud's unique properties, its 3D spatial information, its subtle image density, or its lack of pigments and brushstrokes. Even today, despite decades of study, the shroud's image remains unexplained. Enter artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence, or AI, has changed the way we live. It powers our phones, our cars, our medicine, even our entertainment. But AI isn't just for modern life. It's now reaching back into history, helping us uncover secrets long buried by time. AI is amazing because it can analyze huge amounts of information very quickly. It can spot patterns that humans might miss. It can recreate damaged texts. It can predict where ancient cities might be hidden. It can even bring ancient faces back to life. And now, researchers are using AI to take a new look at the Shroud of Turin. Using deep learning neural networks, A kind of AI that mimics the human brain. Scientists have fed thousands of images of human faces, historical art, and 3D models into the system. They taught the AI to recognize facial features, bone structures, shading patterns, and more. Then, they gave the AI the high-resolution scans of the shroud. The AI studied the faint image, learning how the distortions of the cloth could be corrected, how the face might look in 3 dimensions, and how the wounds and bloodstains aligned with the